Hello everyone, my name is Justin, and I'm going to do a tarot reading for the full moon that happened yesterday on June 20th, which was the only full moon to happen on a summer solstice in 70 years. So that's pretty crazy. I'm interested to see what comes up in this tarot reading here. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm going to put that intention into the deck. Spread them out. Alrighty. See what we come up with here. So I essentially use my hand as a pendulum to locate the cards that want to be chosen. Okay, here's the first card. Alrighty. So, I'm going to start at the middle here, which is where we are right now. And the card I'm going to talk about first is the Two of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer. Now, Venus has just gone into Cancer not too long ago, and if I'm not mistaken, we had this card at the bottom here in the last reading, or one of the last readings. And that was part of our obstacle. That was part of what we needed to overcome and learn, which is love. The Lord of Love. So the Two of Cups represents harmony, pleasure, mirth, love, friendship, and passion. Now, the second card here is the Four of Swords, or the Lord of Rest from Strife. Four of Swords. In this card, an agreement has been reached between Jupiter and Libra. And Jupiter and Libra are in harmonious aspect. A truce has been made, thus the hands do not hold the swords. Rest after strife and sorrow, respite, peace from and after war, relaxation of anxiety, ease and abundance. Okay, and the last one here is the Princess of Cups, or Princess of the Palace of the Floods. Excuse me. Okay. Princess of Cups. A beautiful Amazonian figure, similar in attire to the Princess of Wands, stands on a turbulent sea of foaming spray. Nearby are a large dolphin, 2 swans, and a tortoise. The dolphin, as a royal fish, represents the power of creation. The swans are of Oriental philosophy, suggesting Om, the symbol of the entire process of creation. In Hindu philosophy, the tortoise supports the elephant, on whose back is the entire universe. This is sweetness, poetry, gentleness, reflectiveness, kindness, and a dreamy imagination. So right now, I feel like this is a resting period, obviously, and we've gone through a lot of struggles, and I feel that there is this pulse going on on the earth that is allowing us to really take in what has happened in the past couple of weeks and how that pertains to what we are doing now. Venus in Cancer is very much a protecting our environment, protecting our home, protecting our loved ones, and protecting our children, and protecting things that we hold dear to us, things that we see are very important to us, and how those things are reflected in our life, and how those people are affecting our life. The Princess of Cups, I feel, has to do with divine inspiration and divine intention in the sense that we can take this energy of resolving these conflicts within ourselves from the Four of Swords, the rest after strife, rest after tumultuous situations. I feel like it's a suggestion from the universe to really unfold our inner most being, in the sense that we are to reflect and be inspired by life around us, and to take that inspiration and to therefore manifest it or take that into our own visible world. And I feel like this definitely is a reflection period. The full moon always tends to bring these emotions up and tends to make us inquire about our inner life. Now that the sun is also in Cancer, that's going to be even more predominant in what we are experiencing now. I feel that that inner reflective quality allows us to be able to take those proponents within ourselves and how we see them reflected in other people in our lives, and how we see how we're all same in a lot of ways. We're all similar, but those slight differences are allowing us to reflect back to ourselves what it is that we really want and really need in our lives. Over here is our challenge, and oftentimes this the tarot will give me the not so good side of things and how we can establish ourselves better, or how we can overcome certain things. So the not so good one is the Lord of Success Unfulfilled, the Seven of Pentacles, and this is Saturn and Taurus, which very much has to do with our earthly possessions, our earthly things, earthly matters. And Saturn is the ruler of time and space and karma, and essentially our mission and goal here on planet Earth. And this may be tested in a way that we feel we don't have what we need. We don't have what we think we need. We don't, it's just like a broken arrow, you know? You're trying to, and this is full moon of Sagittarius we're talking about. You're trying to fire a broken arrow and it doesn't hit the mark that you want it to. It doesn't hit the location that you were expecting it to. That disappointment can seem to set in. Disappointment can seem to lead us into despair, or lead us into ways of thinking about ourselves or life or other people that is just not very successful. It's not fruitful. It's not taking that energy and doing something with it that feels productive. Now, the card next to it is the Four of Pentacles, or the Lord of Earthly Power, and this is Capricorn. This is the Sun in Capricorn. Four of Pentacles. This is assured material gain, success, rank, dominion, love of material wealth, earthly power completed but leading to nothing beyond, covetous, suspicious, careful and orderly but discontented, and ill-dignified, which it not necessarily is, but some of these aspects might be reflected in this reading. Little enterprise or originality, obstacles, and setbacks. Also prejudice. And this is not being able to attain those goals. This is not... The downside of this is not being able to attain those goals. Now, if the energy is focused in the right manner and is focused in a very direct and intentional manner, that these goals can be achieved and you can succeed at them, but it takes a very direct dominion. You know, you need to not necessarily dominate everybody else, but be the lord of your own dominion. Be the instigator of your own potentiality and your own reality, in the sense that you are taking direct responsibility for your life and partially the lives around you that you are affecting. Taking responsibility for the world around you, in the sense that you are not being harmful to yourself, being harmful to other people, being able to really gather yourself in all that you are. And not that those negative aspects don't exist, it's just that we need to learn to harness that energy and focus it in a direction that is productive and is able to produce something that is larger than yourself, in the sense that it will affect other people in a positive way. You'll be able to notice these things around you as you are allowing yourself to take all those negative things that you perceive are bad and to take them and look at them in a different light, to look at them in a different way that you would before, and to realize that all of those negative qualities about yourself and those negative things that happen to you in your life are really there to hold you responsible for your own commitment, your own action, your own diligent your diligent action to make things happen in your life or not happen. You know, like, if you have an opportunity and you don't take it, then you'll never know what's going to come of that opportunity ever. You know, that opportunity slip out of your hands. You might have another one like it, but it won't be exactly the same. And so I urge people to take those opportunities that feel like they are the right opportunity in that moment, or whether you debate about things for a while. Just take your time, but just realize that your life is yours to create, and that nobody else can take your life and be able to make it what you want it to be. Now, this card over here is the Two of Pentacles, or the Lord of Harmonious Change. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. Two of Pentacles. Okay. The harmony of change, alteration of gain and loss, weakness and strength, ever-varying occupation and wandering, discontent with fixed condition of things, alternating elation and melancholy, industrious yet unreliable, fortunate through prudence of management yet sometimes unaccountably foolish, alternatively talkative and suspicious, kind yet wavering and inconsistent, fortunate in journeying and argumentative. Okay. And the card next to it, there's a lot of pentacles here, is the Six of Pentacles, or the Lord of Material Success. And this is the Moon in Taurus. Six of Pentacles. This is success and gain in material undertakings, power, influence, rank, nobility, rule over people, fortunate, successful, just, and liberal. Now, I feel like this is that taking a different approach to things and allowing things to happen by themselves, but also taking that action and allowing yourself to do the divine will through your actions. And that spiritual and physical attainment will come when that has unfolded within yourself like a flower. And it will come when you are ready for it and not anytime sooner. But those risks are worth taking, and that if you don't take those risks, they might not come again. Now, I feel that it also, there is to reach that attainment within yourself, it is not necessarily just enough. Like, you reach that attainment within yourself and you feel fulfilled within yourself, but then you want to share this fullness with other people. You want to share this auspiciousness with other people, and that when we do that, there is this awakening inside of us that we feel vulnerable, and we feel emotional, and we feel this pull towards the other. We feel this pull towards our lovers. We feel our pull towards our family, towards our relations, our kin, and people around us that we don't even know. And we want to help change the world, and that harmonious change, it's not that it will never come about, but it will come about more if you are willing to share your inner insights with people. And part of Taurus is being that teacher, is being that ability to be there and listen and pay attention to people, and really to gain physical and spiritual attainment by being patient, being forgiving, and by being really open-minded and feeling everything out. in the direction that you feel is best for the outcome of your intention toward these other people, and toward yourself, and toward your family, and toward everybody else in your life. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now what we have down here is the High Priestess, okay, or the Princess of the, I keep messing up, the Priestess of the Silver Star. Now this one's pretty intense. I'm gonna read it because it's a pretty awesome card. The moon appears above the seated priestly figure Isis, the eternal virgin. She is adorned in the purest feminine light of the moon, the same light that serves as a veil to hide the eternal spirit. The high priestess holds upon her knee a book partially concealed by her mantle, which holds the truth behind the veil of feminine light. At her breast she holds a lyre, the law of Artemis, for she is also a huntress, and like Diana, she hunts by enchantment. This card is wholly feminine, wholly virginal. As goddess of fertility, she controls the very source of life and the means of manifestation itself. This card rules the path of the camel that runs from Kether to Tifereth on the Tree of Life. This same path runs between the two gigantic pillars beside the throne upon which the High Priestess is majestically seated. The High Priestess controls the energy of life between the two gigantic pillars that are topped by spiraling pinnacles. At the bottom of the card are two large spheres of her throne. Some researchers view the seated figure in this card as the illustrious and controversial Pope Joan, who allegedly reigned during the middle of the 9th century. Change, alteration, fluctuation, wisdom, sound judgment, and common sense. Now, this is kind of like the message that I'm getting from this card in particular is that the full moon last night was emanating spiritual knowledge into the planet. It being in Sagittarius, that spiritual knowledge, which Sagittarius is all about, it comes through in waves. It comes through, number one, when we're ready to receive it, and number two, it kind of lives in between these two different realities where we can perceive it if we want to. Now, those things are not always accessible to other people because they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention to the signs and the secret that is hidden within all of life. That the manifestation of real spiritual knowledge and attainment comes when we are completely free of attachment to the world around us and how we perceive ourselves inside of it, and how we perceive our own role and our own the juxtaposition between ourself and our not self, and the way that we can bend the rules in the sense that ordinary reality is not solid. It seems solid, but it's not. And excuse me, this card rules manifestation itself. And so that power of manifestation being held by this card is being able to take all of that love within yourself and being able to project it in a way that you are emanating your consciousness into the world and becoming part of that larger whole, and not like pushing yourself on another person, not that kind of projection, like not pushing your energy onto other people or things or ideas or events or circumstances or anything. This is your ability to project your own consciousness of yourself and that love that emanates from your inner being to the world around you. Now the second card down here is the Knight of Wands. And this card rules the last decan and the first two decans of Sagittarius, as you can see here. So this card is related to Sagittarius. This is related to the constellation Hercules, actually, and it is associated with being active, generous, fierce, sudden, impetus, departure, and flight. I feel like what this card is saying is that we do need to take action, in the sense that nobody else is going to do it for us, and it's the impetus to take that energy and push it forward, to push it slightly past your comfortability level. The Lord of Flame and Lightning. This is also that spiritual fire within each of us. This is that warrior side of us that wants to be able to attain these goals and be resilient and to be fierce and to be, unforgiving, in the sense that we hold other people accountable for their actions, which is true to some extent. Like, we must hold other people accountable for their actions, but also, as the other cards indicate, is forgiveness, being able to forgive other people for what they've done, and love them just the same. Now this card also is that spiritual fire, that spiritual essence that helps burn all of those insincerities and those mortal sins away. Like, this card wants to allow space for those things to happen eventually when you're ready for them. It wants to hold that space for the sacred fire and to be able to take that energy into direct action in your world and into the next life and into wherever else you're going. Okay. The cards at the top here. The first one is not very nice at all. This is the Ten of Swords, or the Lord of Ruin. Okay, this is the Sun in Gemini. Ten of Swords. This is undisciplined warring force, complete disruption and failure, ruin of all plans and projects, disdain, insolence, and impertinence, yet mirth and joyless therein. A marplot, loving to overthrow the happiness of others, a repeater of things, given to much unprofitable speech and many words. I'm just going to read the ill-dignified of this because it's hilarious. Clever, cute, eloquent at times, beneficial, and improvement. I think the cute part is pretty funny. Anyways, it's not ill-dignified, but this is not a very nice card. I feel like this is the path that we choose when we allow ourselves not to take into effect what I'm talking about. is that we seek to destroy other people mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, by not giving ourselves that space and rest that we need in order to really take in what it is that this reading is talking about. This is overthinking, this is over exaggerating everything. This is being able to take things to the nth degree in the wrong way. And it can explode in your face. And I do not recommend that path. On the other hand, very interestingly juxtaposed as well is the moon, which is resembled by Pisces here. And this is the ruler of flux and reflux. Interesting that we're doing a reading for a full moon. We got a full moon right there. Moon. Okay, the moon. The sign of Pisces at the upper portion of the card is shown by the new full moon. Emanating from the moon are 16 principal and 16 secondary rays, which total 32. 4 golden yods, like drops of water, fall from the moon, showing its power over the flux of the world. The 2 towers represent the gateway of resurrection. The towers are guarded by dogs, the jackals of the Egyptian Anubis, witness to the disruption and anxiety. The dark waters of night appear below, cast in turmoil by the compelling influences of the moon, suggesting the dark paths of toil and effort. At the center of the card, the winged scarab follows the path of heavenly bodies, rising in the east and setting in the west. He bears the solar disk both before and behind him. This is deception, error, falsity, dissatisfaction, and change. If ill-dignified, minor deception recognized before damage is done, and trifling mistakes. Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this one's worse. And now I'm thinking about Pisces and love over here, but this sounds pretty damn destructive. I'm gonna draw another card for the top here and just see what comes up. Because usually there's some sort of conclusion to these readings. I knew that the moon could be unruly. Not that unruly, though. Maybe, though. All those lunatics out there staring up at the strawberry moon. Okay. Let me see here. Spread these cards out. Okay. Interesting. So, the card that I came up with is the Ace of Swords. And this will go over the entire reading. So I feel like having the Ace of Swords appear clarifies things a little bit. It gives a little bit of perspective. So, the ruler of flux and reflux over here, and the Lord of Ruin. And this is the Lord of the root of the powers of air. I'll read this to you. Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords represents... Okay, the symbolism of this card suggests invoked force as contrasted to natural force. Raised upward, it evokes the divine crown of spiritual brightness, but reversed, it symbolizes the invocation of demonic forces and becomes a fearful, evil symbol. Invoked power for good or evil, whirling force, strength through trouble, affirmation of justice, and great determination. Okay. So it's turned upright, so don't worry about all of that destruction nonsense. Just kidding. But not really. Anyways, this card right here kind of puts a top on the reading, because that focus, that direct, this is representing your mental capacities, air. It's maintaining that direct focus and that direct drive and need to focus your attention on the goal at hand. This is a very intense card in the fact that it warns that if you do not maintain that direct focus and action, that this will be sort of like a double-edged sword, and that you can slip very easily into either direction. Now, the focus is to maintain centered, and to maintain balanced, and to maintain your spiritual attainment, not just to yourself, but when you're ready to really focus your energy outwardly, then it will happen naturally. What I recommend is a lot of meditation, a lot of inner focusing, a lot of inner prayer, a lot of intention-based focus, and then the full moon is about the attainment of certain things that have been brewing in this time period since the new moon, and that is now waning. And so the real intention and focus that we need to maintain right now is that inner focus and clarity, and that inner attention to our own emotional reactions, our own physical reactions, mental reactions, etc., etc. But the maintaining that mental clarity will help those things to come into place. Now everything may flux and change around you, and lots of things might seem like they're going crazy, but a lot of times that's just us making up stories in our head. And to maintain that mental focus and clarity takes a lot of patience, a lot of practice, and a lot of attention to what you're doing, thinking, being, how you're interacting with other people, how you're talking to yourself, all these sorts of things. And I feel like we can slip into this ruinous state, or feel like we're being manipulated by other forces that are not us, when we don't take that direct focus and action within our own hands. That being said, I feel like that is enough for right now. If you have any questions for me, if you would like a personal reading, just let me know, and I would be more than happy to do so for you. My website is theuniversalocean.wordpress.com, and my email is theuniversalocean@gmail.com. I will post those links at the end of the video, and in the description below. Also, I have a scheduling system now where you can schedule a time with me, and it'll show when I'm available in my time zone and how you can reach me, etc., etc. So just take a look, and if you're interested in getting a reading, just let me know, and I will get into contact with you as soon as I can. Alright, thank you guys very much, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will talk to you later. Bye.